Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So today, we're not going to use cards, but we'll still do a reading. And so yesterday was my friend's birthday, and so we went to go celebrate, and she wanted to go to the beach and just kind of do a little bit of rock hunting. So that's what we did. And at the place that we went, I guess you can find things like amethyst and like a rock called chasbite, which I've never heard of. But I got some cool rocks that I felt called to. And I didn't have intention of really bringing many home because I've got my collection's already great, in my opinion. But so many of them just wanted to come and be utilized. So let's use them for the reading today, especially this one. So it's a quartz. There's like little quartz throughout it. And as I said, I had no intention of bringing this rock home. It's pretty, but as soon as I picked it up, I couldn't let it go the whole time. It just felt good. And so I really feel like there's a healing message that this one wants to share. And maybe we'll use other ones. I don't know. Let's just see. But yeah. Okay, so today they're saying just this one and this one, which I'm like, but what about the super sparkly ones? But I guess that's for a different time. And so the reason why I really liked this one was the layers in it. I thought that was really cool. I don't know if the camera's going to really pick it up well, but it is like another quartz, and the layers were so pretty. So which one do we start with? Okay, the first thing they showed was vastly like how different these rocks were. So put one in each hand, and they kind of showed it represented as the masculine and the feminine energy. So the feminine is coming out as this one, and the masculine energy is coming out as this like little tough one. It's got like layers and dimension to it. And this one I got like a lot of loving and nurturing energy just the whole time since I picked it up. Like I said, it just didn't want to leave. It was like that support. And even as I'm like tapping into it now, it's like, yeah, it's definitely got this like healing, nurturing, like unconditional love kind of energy into it. So let's just see what it wants to share. So the very first thing it showed me was a very deep wound, kind of happened right there, and as this wound, it's kind of like healed in, like the main part of it, the healing of it all has already happened. It's almost like something has scabbed over, not quite the word scab, but like scarred. That's it. So I see things being a little bit more dense and a little bit more scarred. And so this rock wants someone, I feel that one so much. This is an emotional scar, they say. Yes, we have physical scars on our bodies, but, you know, our cells seem to like regenerate and things like that. And, you know, I remember when I was little, I was so proud of this one scar I got. My dog. So I had like a Rottweiler dog. And he was so strong, and being a little kid, like he was too much for me. So I was taking him for a walk one day, and the dogs across the street started barking, and I was told, whatever you do, do not let go of this rope. And so I held on to that leash, and my feet could not keep up, and that dog dragged me down the road, and I got so much like rug burn or road rash, something like that. And I remember just all my arms being cut up, and I had this like really cool scar, and obviously I think scars are cool, so I was always like, yeah, and then I would like show it and all these things, and then just one day it was gone. And as a kid, I didn't understand that, because like it healed this way, but I didn't understand, you know, how we heal and regenerate and all those things. So that's what they're kind of showing me. It's like something, I think back to that moment, and the emotional scars are still there, but the physical outside, they've disappeared, or they've like mellowed out, and they're just not as prominent anymore, but emotionally it's still there. So that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this very supportive feminine energy. Think that something abandoning you or hurting you. I feel like that scar that came in, it's usually something of being let down. So we're going to say abandoned, right? That you needed someone in that support, and nobody would stand up and help you in that moment. You felt alone and abandoned. Don't make a story fit if it's not quite your story, but let's just go with it a little bit. So there's that abandoned energy. So once you're kind of in that and nobody does come and help you, you get that wound. That wound heals. I find they're showing like that kind of hyper independence kind of thing. Like it's still jaggedy. It's still tender. That's what they're showing, tender, but they're also showing it being rough. Whereas everything on the surface looks so like glass, I'm seeing, and it's like crystal clear glass, but there's this chunk or this wound of something, and it's rougher. Everything else on the surface looks like polished. That's the word. Rocks are polished and smooth, and that's what I'm feeling is like, but inside being raw. So the healing is different. And so when you're in that raw state and you get through it, right, you've already learned that the trials and the fire and all that stuff was to transmute and polish you up and those kind of things. But I see it happening a second time, or if, let's say, circumstances comes back around to this person, they're kind of like, I don't need anyone. Like, I'm not going to ask for help. I asked for help in the past and I didn't get anything. I got burned. I got wounded. That's the word. I got wounded, emotionally wounded. And so that's what I'm seeing with this energy, this feminine energy of this rock just always being there. No matter what, you're like, I don't need anyone, but I feel this feminine presence being like, so we're still here and we're still going to hold you and we're still going to support you. Even if you're so adamant that I do this on my own, I'm seeing just so much like love and unconditional love. And they're like, yeah, we'll let you think that's what's happening. But I just see angelic love and support in the feminine growing and nurturing and healing. So what about this? They say by this wound, everything was so polished and surfaced before, but because of this wound, it went a little bit deeper. It actually unearthed something deep within yourself that's like really, really beautiful. It's like this gem. It's almost showing like how all that pressure turned like carbon into a diamond. Because whatever this is, whatever's like right in the root of it, it's so hidden from everything. It was like deep down. It's like sunk into the depths of the ocean of your emotions, hidden in there. And so because of whatever this happened, it's almost like it got brought to the surface. And so it's like this thing that you never knew about yourself coming to surface, coming to light. And I feel like that's the key to this emotional healing within. This roughness, this emotional scar, there's that diamond moment within that it wants to teach. Okay, let's move on. I feel like I can go on. I literally can go on and on and on and on about whatever this is. I'm seeing a rabbit within it. I'm getting mad chills. It's showing fear, right? Whenever I see a rabbit, you can't get close to them. You're like, ooh, a rabbit, a bunny. And then it's like across the road and down. And it's like, whoa, like how did it even get that far in that amount of distance? And so that's what I see. Like anytime something kind of like picks up on it, it's like that instinct. You're like, I'm not going to let this happen again. But they're showing that jewel, that diamond as the fluffy rabbit tail, that Peter Rabbit cottontail. I'm getting mad chills. What about all this? I'm seeing that rabbit go across the street so fast, and I'm seeing that poofy, like when you look at the rabbit, it's like looking at you face to face, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna come say hello, and it's like, nope, real. And then so all you look when you see it and it's peacing out is just like the fluffy tail. And that's what they see here is I see someone when they get into a moment, right? It said before, you went through this one thing, you asked for help or support, nothing came, but you got hurt, but you survived it, and then you kind of healed from it. Physically on the outside, it looks like everything's perfect, but on the inside, mentally or emotionally, there's a different story being told. There's something deeper in the depths that's hurt and wounded still. It's very raw. And that raw is fresh, because I feel like it just keeps like everything's going smooth, and there's like da 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 da, and your heart's just like constantly being like brought into this energy, that raw, rough, just kind of like reopening, rehatching, re-remembering something. And so that's what I see. It's the fear. It's like I keep remembering that, and each time you relive it, again, it's not happening on the outside, but every day this person's going through this same story. So that's what I see. I see fear happening, and then I see them almost like getting everything great in their environment. They're like, things are finally like happening. All right, I can relax. And then I see spirit lining up circumstances to be exactly the same as they were in the past. And then this one triggers this rabbit instinct within someone that's like, I gotta get out of here. And so it's like that fight or flight. When that gets triggered within you and you feel like you gotta run or you gotta hide or you gotta something, that's where that crystal moment is. There's something in that, and so I see someone wanting to run, wanted to like get so far away because I don't want that to happen again. That I barely made it through that time is kind of what that thought process is they're showing, but it's you're stronger, you're wiser, you're faster, you're so many more things this time. And I don't know, I just see that rabbit hunkering down and like facing it this time. Because it said, spirit is setting it up for you. You're getting set up for success. And this thing is triggering, but that's just it. I'm almost seeing like whatever this wound is, it almost shows it like a cavity or something like that, like something rotting, something. And so before it was just bumpy and raw, but I'm seeing the more and more it doesn't really get life or something kind of to it, not your attention to it. It kind of like it festers or decays or something. Yeah, I'm feeling that. Something to do with that. They keep showing it as like a cavity, something rotting. And that's just like bad emotions. I'm seeing fear, something that kind of triggers you into fear because you got hurt. But the only fear of it is I don't want to get hurt. I don't see that the actual thing, because I feel like before, the first time, it brought curiosity, and then something happened. But in this time, that thing only sparks fear. And so I see when that fear happens, you're avoiding something, There's just a lesson to still learn. And because you're not working through it, you're avoiding it, you're not even going to look at it. That's what they say. But those who are extremely not even going to deal with it, like head in the sand, la la la, that's where I see like decay or something happening when it comes to emotions in the heart. It's said that this person is playing this story every day. And so, and it's not a good story. It's emotionally upsetting every day. And this person, I feel, spirals a little bit lower. And it's almost like, all right, today's a good day, right? And I feel like there are good days. There's days where spirit, like, everything seems to be like, I made it through. It will never happen again. And then Spirit's saying we only set it up again when you are in your toughest, most balanced, healed energy. And so when it happens again, knowing I'm strong enough, Spirit will never give me anything that I cannot deal with. and they won't. And you really can deal with whatever this is. Yeah, because I feel this person, I don't know, it's outside of themselves, everything looks great. It's all within. And so it's like they're going through this like really sad or awful story by themselves, and it doesn't make sense, because when they want to go talk to someone about it or help or something, remember they asked for help at that one time, this person became so hyper focused and not dependent on anyone. And so now it's almost like I need to talk, I need help, but they don't know how to ask for help, because I feel like everything going within is such a different story than what is actually out. And so there's a gem in this. There's something that by dealing with this, it's going to like crystallize your heart, I hear, like turn it into a diamond. All this coal and like soot and like, that's what I see coal kind of like choking, and then that pressure, and then boom, diamond, like totally transmuted, whatever that super dense energy was. And I guess that's what fire is, like the alchemy. So I'm going to the masculine side and type energy, right? We have masculine and feminine both in us, but I'm getting a lot of chills right now. And this one, it starts in my hand because I'm holding it, right? And then it goes up my arms, both of them. It's only in this hand, but I feel it even in this hand. And it goes down. I feel it into my solar plexus, and then into my sacral. I'm feeling this. This one's really anchoring like into the first three chakras, which this one's all about like, I'm feeling heart, right? The feminine of this is heart, and like hearing. It's like, you're supported, you're safe, you're something. So this one kind of is like upper chakras. This one's really bringing me to lower chakras. And then when I kind of held on to this one, I felt as that energy, it is intense energy. It's making me a little bit uncomfortable. And I feel like it's just like, especially when it comes to the lower three, our sacral is coming through the most, that they want to talk about. I'm picturing like really fiery energy, and that's your creativity and your sexuality and your something. But most of these three chakras are all about living your daily life. They're a lot more physical. They have a lot more to do with interacting with others and those kind of things, and how you present yourself and work within the group. More from the heart and up is more like connection to source and like intuition kind of things. And so I feel this person's in this story. So this one kind of comes in and is like, anchor it, like healing of the sacral. So especially with this one, talking about emotions or something like that, I feel like something when you're younger or maybe had to do with the sacral chakra. And that's where there's a disconnect between the heart and the sacral. So that's why I see that there's like a total like someone in a different story, but yet physically in a different story as well. And so when this one came in, I felt very young. I felt very childish. I felt like a very young, nervous energy, like a little boy. But and it's almost like, all right, it's time to like be a man or something like that. And it's like, we're gonna go and we're gonna do like these big life things. And then I got like that nervous energy of like, ooh, you know, like it's that build up in the mind. It's the mind build up that is the thing. But it's like I felt in myself being like, am I ready? Can I do this? Like, is it time? Is it really ready? Like, and so that's what I felt. I'm feeling pressure and being a little bit sandwiched. That pressing and that pressing and pressing. I feel like that there's this like, and that this person, especially if they're dealing with like emotions, like trapped old things, it's like in one realm or reality, That's what I see. And in it, they're so comfortable and happy and sparkly. But then I see other realities coming and like sandwiching it, right? In the mind, it's not the happiest memory or thing. So they keep thinking that. But what I feel in this is I feel like in the 3D, things are good, right? I don't think that you would understand if you saw someone walking down the street that they were like mentally struggling that much. They know very much how to hide it from others. It's almost like when they're finally alone and they don't have to put on that like 3D like energy when they finally take off that. I feel like there's a mask it's not quite a mask. It is them in the 3D, right? When they're out with people, they genuinely care about those conversations and connections and things like that. But it seems like this person focuses on the other people and how can we work on that? I feel like other people say like, oh, how's your day doing? How are you doing? And they're like, oh, everything's good. Everything's fine. And like, oh, what did you do this weekend? Oh, did nothing. And then when they like go home, there's just like so much stuff that they're dealing with. And like, I don't know, they just don't trust the other people to know that. And so I see like things in this reality, 3D, being good. Right? When you are out, you're out. And then I feel like this person, they show me, might focus on those things more. Or might choose to be in social situations more than sit and be isolated. Because when they're isolated, that's when I feel that pressure of the other realms and other things coming in energetically. And like, but when the spirit showed it, it showed like things being good here. And as that story, it doesn't feel like it's emotionally something that you like. But as this showed, there was that gem, that diamond moment that pressure is going to bring. And these two realities pushing pressure amongst each other is like they both can't exist at the same time in the same energy, right? Like what do I mean by that? I don't know. I kind of see like that saying where it's like do or do not, but there's no such thing as try. And it's like they both are so opposite that it's like you have to give your energy to one and it balances both, if that makes sense. So yeah, I saw that nervousness. I saw that little boy be like, am I ready? Am I ready? And it's just like, doesn't matter if you're ready because I feel like the pressure is going to happen and then it's going to be so contained or tight that you're like, I can't, like, I need to breathe. I need to open up. I need to, and then that's where this moment is that diamond making moment. What are we at? 23 minutes? Okay. So from that, let's just see what they want to talk about. Okay. So when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing a path. But as that path turns into a tower moment. And then on the left side is the past. And then in the future side, I see angel help, angelic help and support. This tower is very beautiful. I guess that's that diamond making moment. What I want to know or focus on is like, is this tower going to happen still? Like, is this tower that, as it said, diamond making moment? Yes. And that tower they're showing an energetic stamp. You know how you take a stamp and you like get all the ink on it and you go do 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 and it gets lighter and lighter and lighter and eventually like there's no more ink on the stamp to make the thing. That's what they show. So they show, remember this person having that repetitive memory every time? It's almost like a stamp of this tower moment. So there is going to be this tower moment, this stamp, but it's almost like I feel like the tower in the past, when it first was stamped, was like when it had the most ink, was most vibrant, most everything. And so as that kind of happened. I see the angelic support. You don't feel, whoever this one is, you don't feel that connection to your guides, or you're like, why didn't they help me? Why, I was on my own, I was alone, and I'm seeing there, but it's almost like this tower moment was just, the energy of that was so much bigger that you're not seeing the light on the other side. And they're holding space, and they've been with this process the whole time. There is a need to let off some steam or some smoke or something. And so I see it getting lighter and lighter and lighter. Once you relieve this pressure, because I see this person, remember, they don't tell people anything. They don't know how to ask for help anymore. And they're at this point where they need to, or they want to, or something. And so that's what I see. The first original tower, the heaviest stamp. And then this person always stamping it every day. And then I said it got lighter and lighter. And so it has changed, and it's lightened, and it's transformed. But I'm seeing the exact same initial stamp as the first one. Boom. That's that diamond making moment. And it's like you acted or reacted the first time. Oh, yeah. You reacted the first time in the way that scarred. It left scars. And you're older now. You've grown through it. You've healed through it. And so it's almost like I said, Spirit brings this back to you as a gift to help whoever this is in that mental war to find the answers, that to try again differently with a higher consciousness and like standing firmly for yourself. I feel like the first time it happened, that person was like, I can't do this, like I need help, and like nobody came, and that's because you thought that you couldn't handle this, and you couldn't at that time. Hi, Cooper. And you couldn't handle it. And so I'm seeing it come again, and having the same situation happen again. Maybe you ask for help, and the help, you do have support this time, because you have different dynamics with people and expectations, or you learn to communicate better. But I'm also seeing for some that maybe that help won't come. There is that angelic support, you just can't see or hear it or whatever, but it's been there the whole time, and it's kind of actually made this whole divine intervention. Oh, this is a divine intervention. I feel like someone's mentally really stuck somewhere, and you've heard judgment call. I hear this person like the horn, like they know. Whoever this is, they know. You know that you've been in this mental war for a while, and you're ready to like just let it go, let it flow, and let it heal. And so, Cooper, just let me finish my thought. Can you come lay in your bed? So I see that tower happening again, and you not asking for help because you're like, I know exactly what to do in this situation. And you're the one that's like, all right, here's the emergency exits, here's the this, and you're not going to get burned. You're not going to get scarred. That's it. It's not quite a burn. It's a emotional scar that was left. And I feel that it did start physical, and then it worked through emotional, and now it's in the mental energy field. The physical's healed. The emotional is like lighter and lighter, but in the mental, that's where I see like that stamp is a little bit the heaviest right now. And so there's just a little bit of healing to happen with this feminine energy coming straight through. And Cooper, can you hop up and just give us some time? Here, you can play with those rocks here. You can even stand on the table. I know that's bad boy, but today you can. So yeah, that's what I'm feeling. And as I said, there's always this love, support, and unconditional love happening. And these layers and this pressure is a beautiful thing, because it's going to, I feel like once you're under pressure, it's like you don't have time to like think of worst case scenario. That's what I see, because I see this person is so in the mental energy, and it's mean and it's whatever and it's raw and it's opening up old wounds all the time. And so I'm seeing them be under pressure, and under that pressure it's like you have to make a decision. You have to go with your instinct, and you have to heal, and being like pushed out of your comfort zone, that young boy being like, you're a hunter now, you're a man, something. And like yeah, because of that, because of those situations and circumstances, it was the ideal moment for you to heal, because you couldn't think about how scared you were. You just did it. You had to do it, and because you did it, you got through it. That's where this huge transformation happened. That's where this underlying thing about yourself, it's like a deep down, okay. I was gonna say you have like a special talent or a gift or something. And I feel like for some, that could be whatever it is, right? You're so gifted and talented at what you know you can do. But I feel like when it said you're under pressure, that there was this gift in your heart, that's your intuition. And because you're under pressure and you didn't have time to back and forth and overthink, you just had to do, your intuition just like boom. And that's when you're like, dang, I've been hearing my guides and my angels and my everything this whole time. And that's where that transformation happens. And so that's like going forward, you're like, that's how I connect with everything. I wasn't alone this whole time. And in fact, everything was always unfolding and playing out just for me in my healing journey. Thanks, Spirit. You're so freaking awesome. Because they really are. And so I feel like that's a good spot to leave it at. So with that, we'll leave it there. I hope you have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.